Good morning, students. How are you all? Fine. Okay, very good. Dear students, as usually it is the session of business studies. In the previous few sessions, we had completed the topic motivation, meaning and explanation of motivation, the motivational tools or incentives, the financial or monetary and non-financial or non-monetary incentives or motivators. So dear students, the questions of all the patterns prescribed by CBSE from the current year, you must do all those questions from the textbook whatever you have, so that you may find yourself convenient and comfortable during exam hour. Today I am going to start the new topic of the chapter directing, and that is called leadership. Already we have seen that directing is sum total of supervision, motivation, leadership and communication. Already about supervision and motivation we have discussed. So long as the leadership is concerned, it is also very important, or sometimes the most important component of directing function of management. Before knowing exactly what is called leadership, let us first understand the meaning of a leader. Who is called a leader? Do you know, leader is that person who has the ability to influence the behavior of others. That means a leader may be male or female, a leader may be of any caste, creed or religion, a leader may be of any profession, but if that leader is having ample ability to influence others or the ability to make his or her followers, then that person will be called as leader. Okay, so when the managers in fact provide this kind of leadership to the people working under him, working in his or her team, then the managers become leaders. Or you can say, when the managers, the officers of the organization try to influence the thinking and doing of the people working under his or her supervision, through his words, through his deeds, through his actions, or the managers when make efforts to convert the subordinates into followers, or when the managers influence the subordinates in such a manner that they perform exactly in the way as their bosses or the managers require. Okay, students. So, from this point of view, you may conclude that a leader is one who influences the thoughts of others, who influences the activities of others, who influences the actions of others, who influences the overall personality of others. If a person possesses these qualities of influencing the behavior, the way of thinking, the way of doing of others, then that person will be called as leaders. Okay, students, now let us explain leadership. It is different from a leader, and in something different elaboration it requires. In what way? Let us see. Leadership is an ability of a person to influence the behavior of his followers or of his subordinates. How can you influence the behavior of others? It depends on you. You will influence the behavior of others through convincing, through conviction, through words, through deeds, through your thoughts, through your actions, etc. And if you find yourself in a position to make your subordinates your followers, that means they are exactly doing the same as you want, exactly thinking the same as you want, then you can say that you are providing leadership to them, leadership to the subordinates of your team in your own way. So if this ability, this kind of ability of influencing the behavior of others, if you have, then it will be called as leadership. So students, in short, the leadership is an ability in context of management. You can say it is an ability of a manager to influence the behavior of others. That means to influence the words of others, thoughts of others, activities of others, actions of others, and many more things of others. Or you can say that overall personality of others. Who are the others? Others are the subordinates working under you, whom you have to convert into followers. Okay, students, this is called leadership. So, if you categorically understand exactly what is called leadership in context of management, because leadership is required in any kind of organization where there is a concept of group behavior, group activity. But in context of management, if you elaborate exactly what is leadership, then you can draw some conclusions about the leadership ability of managers. What are these conclusions? Number one, it is influencing process. That means leadership is an exercise, leadership is a process through which the managers, the concerned officers try to influence the behavior of others. Thus, leadership is an influencing process. The second one is leadership is about changing the behavior of others. Simply, only then you can say that you are a leader if you have an impact on the behavior of others. It means if your followers or your subordinates are thinking the same way as you think, doing the same way as you do, or act in the same way as you act, not as an official, as you want, then you can say that you are a good leader. And only by becoming a good leader, you can obtain the best contributions of your subordinates or followers. The third one is it is an interpersonal process, interpersonal activity. Those who are the leaders, those who are very good leaders, in fact, they have a personal contact with their followers. And whenever their followers are in need of guidance, they provide. Whenever their followers are in troublesome, they solve. Whenever they need their affection, belongingness, they provide. So, in fact, through leadership and interpersonal relationship is established between the leader or managers and the workers and employees. The next one is it is a continuous process. Continuous process, that means continuously if you are engaged in managerial activities of an organization, then continuously and constantly you will have to provide your leadership to the followers or the people working under your supervision. Okay, students. So, if you lose anytime, anywhere in providing the required leadership to your group, then you may fail to achieve your success. Next one is, in fact, leadership is provided for achieving the common goals, and these common goals may be organizational goals as well as personal goals of the employees. Okay, so through leadership, in fact, the leaders, the officers, the managers, emphasis on achieving the common goals by guiding the efforts of their followers and subordinates in the better possible way. Okay, dear students, I think that the meaning of leadership is quite clear to you all. And now, can you distinguish between a manager and a leader, or can you differentiate between management and leadership? Yes, you can. In fact, all leaders are not necessarily managers, but all managers have to be leader in order to achieve their goals and objectives. Management is said to be in action when it performs 5 functions in totality, in toto, which are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Okay, and since leadership is a very important component of directing, thus you cannot ignore the importance of leadership from the spectrum of management of an organization. But remember, the scope of leadership is much more wider than the scope of management. Leadership covers, implies attachment with the organization, implies attentions towards the work, implies contributions in the best possible way. So, dear students, the concept of leadership is in fact wider in sense in comparison to management. And always keep it in mind that all managers are leaders, but all leaders are not the managers. In fact, in context of management of a business organization, very top level, very high grade of leadership is required to lead the team. Thus, leadership gives emphasis on attainment of the personal and individual goals of the workers and employees, whereas management gives emphasis on organizational goals and objectives. More clearly, you can say management is always in its formal shape, formal way, but leadership is always in an informal shape, informal way. Okay, students. So today I have started the topic leadership, and I have explained what is called leadership. And I hope that you will all go through this topic in something better way than me from your textbooks. And again, if you want something more details of this topic, then you can converse with me. Thank you very much.